What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It's your boy, Coach D Brown, former big leaguer, former first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. Give me all the knowledge I can in the youth baseball space, helping kids get into college in and around the country and helping them get maximum exposure. If you need any help over there, sign up for my showcases and also any recruiting services. If you need help with that, sign up for that. All right. Listen, I want to say what's up to everybody that will be joining in. Um, real quick, hope everybody had a great weekend this weekend. I hope that I find everybody in good spirits, good health. I know everybody now, weather's getting there pretty much. I think pretty much around the country now, even the Northeast. I think they're starting to play. So I know most places, Florida, Texas, you guys are pretty much entering the playoffs soon. So, shout out to everybody out there rocking and rolling on the high school level and in the youth baseball space, playing on the weekends, man. I hope everybody's doing well, staying healthy, rocking and rolling, and doing what they're supposed to do on the field, man. So, speaking of that, man, I want to again shout out to everybody that's been signing up in Arkansas. I will be in Arkansas next weekend, lining everything up with that. We are expanding. We're putting Jersey in June. We're doing Jersey now, Florida, and we're rocking and rolling with that, man. So one of the topics I wanted to talk about today. Shout out to my boy Coach Ryder, Coach Bolden. We had a nice little roundtable discussion this morning about race, baseball, different things that is going on. My boy over there at Head First Showcases and the couple of Division III schools, man, and we had a good conversation about what's going on in the climate right now with youth baseball and race and all that type of stuff, man. But shout out to all the coaches I talked to today too. Wednesday we're going to have Coach Holloway from Xavier University. He's going to join us again, second time around. He's having a very good season. I definitely wanted to put him on and show him a little love. And then next Monday we got Jackson State recruiting coordinator coming back on. He's doing his thing out there. Shout out to all the rest of the Alabama A&M Coach Jones, Coach Sherman Reed over there at Coppin State. Spoke to those guys today, man, just touching base and hollering at them, man. So shout out to those dudes over there. We're gonna again. So Xavier head coach Holloway will be on Wednesday, and then Jackson State recruiting coordinator will be back on Monday after talking with them today, about their seasons, just being nosy, seeing what they're doing, what their needs are. For the 21s and 22s, respectively, man. So holler at me if you need any help getting into schools. Man, we are, 21s. There's still very few opportunities, but there's still opportunities, all right, with 21s. But 2022 downs, definitely holler at me, man. You know what I'm saying? Holler at me, all right? So, Xavier University. Oh, hell, that's right. They balling out there. So Coach Holloway will be on them on Wednesday. Shout out to him, and we had a nice, great long talk today. So I wanted to kind of talk about this, man. And this is an appreciation of you guys, the people that listening in. I know it's tough to. I come on midday. I've been doing this over 2 years now, and sometimes it gets monotonous. The conversations, the what I'm talking about. It's great information. It may offend people, it may be just repetitions. That's why I'm trying not to be in front of y'all so many days and all that. I do need to make sure I do announce when I am going to come on. But Coach Bolden, Division III coach, he came on the other maybe two coaches ago, a couple weeks ago, and we had a great, he had a great conversation. And man, I'm gonna get him to kind of tell me what he said in front of the group today. But basically, what he said, this is a testament to you guys. Also, and this is why I create this platform. What up, Jansen? He just said, "Yo, D." He's like, "Listen, man, this was the best interview I ever done." He's like, "I do a lot of podcasts and all of that," but he was like, "D, man, your audience asked great questions." And he also said that, he said, "Man, I got so many leads from different parts of the country based off this, based off, my platform, that I created here." He was like, "Man, he goes, I got an email from a kid that I've been recruiting. He's like, I don't even know he watches your show, but he was like, yo, I saw you on D Brown show. I watch your show all the time. And this is a high level recruit dad reached out to him and he was like, D, I just spoke with him. I didn't even know he knew anything about me being on the show. He was like, but he said he watches your show. And I get that a lot. You know what I'm saying? I get that. Just my boy Vic Radcliffe, who came on last week, he was saying in the middle of Atlanta and I think he announced it on the show. And I hear this a lot that, he's like, D, I don't think you understand how many people, really see your show and watch it. Right. And, to me, the numbers be small on my end, but, it always increases as the days go on. And I always say this all the time. I should be doing a whole lot more with this, but I feel like the people who need to hear this. You know what I'm saying? It may not be for everybody. I see a lot of other groups popping up with show, doing these type of live show and all of that. But everything is about consistency. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why I have a strong core following. I talked to one of my dads today that's been watching me for over 2 years. Like he's literally been watching me for 2 years, and his kid is now getting into the recruiting process and stuff. I met him as a 7th grader, and he is now in 10th grade, you know what I'm saying, going into the 11th. So we, this has been a long time coming, doing these shows. So, but anyway, just a compliment that the Division III coach gave me about the questions being asked from you guys, that the questions being asked, also the leads that come in, the videos, the people reaching out, you guys don't understand that, that's why I do what I do. Like, a lot of times, you got a lot of different platforms. You have, the PBRs and the perfect games and all of that. That's great, right? But, Division II and Division III schools, sometimes they don't, perfect games and all of them, they cater to everybody, but it's hard to navigate that through a Division II or Division III school. All right. So somebody like this, when you get instant access, right? You know what I'm saying? To kids, you know what I'm saying? So parents, you guys are listening in, you hear a coach and you like, I may be in Texas, like my boy D Carr, I may be in Texas, but let me go ahead and ship my information out to a coach in Wisconsin. And that's, that's what he was telling me, was like, yo, D, this is crazy that, I'm getting kids from all over. He's like, man, I appreciate what you do. You know what I'm saying? And that's the platform that I've created. And that's why, I do what I do, you know what I'm saying? And I hope, I know for a fact you guys, appreciate that. But my point is, I want you guys to know that these coaches, obviously they receive it. All right. And some get called back. All right. Shout out to my boy Lawrence. His kid just went to committed to Jackson State. I'm gonna have the Jackson State coach on next week again. All right. But I'm gonna bring him on this week. Hopefully we can get in touch with each other. But he's been a local follow. He's been a strong follower of mine for a long time too, over a year now. And he was like, yo, D, good looking out. Your podcast has really helped me make the decision and get through this, as his kid is committed to Jackson State, and he's gonna come on and share. You know what I'm saying? Again, the platform. All right, some of you guys. It's cool to have the emails and it's cool to do whatever, but, D-Car, I appreciate you tagging everybody, man. It's like, it's cool to do all of that, but it's like, what's the end goal? Like you can, I could bring on all these guys and we could talk this and that and but if it's not, it's not producing tangible things that, recruits get to access these coaches and say that they saw me on D Brown show, and these coaches that are, being on the show and get the, walk around a different area or town and be like, yo, I saw you on D's show, you know what I'm saying? And, this is what it's for. This is the platform, So, my boy says, I like that the coaches show who they are on the show. Facts. We are able to gain a ton of insight on what kind of a coach and person they are. Facts. And I told my boy this today. I've seen some coaches on here and I'm like, man, that's the kind of guy my boy will fit with the personality wise. Facts. And that's exactly, what I told that coach today. I said, you were a great interview. He's giving me compliments about the people on there and the people that's been reaching out to him and the platform that's been created through this, right? But on the flip side, it's about the interviewer, the interviewee, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ask basic questions. I said, it's up to you guys, the coaches, to show your personality, to show that you you care and the passion that's behind it. I was like, because you guys make fans. I was like, you don't, sometimes coaches come over there and give blah, answers and doesn't really show, and they could be tired or they could do whatever. But if you come out here and just give straight facts and you show your personality, you gain fans. You know what I'm saying? You gain people that, like, just like my boy just said, like, yo, I'm gonna email that coach because, man, I wouldn't mind playing for him. You know what I'm saying? And we hear that all the time. And that's what this thing is, and this thing has created, man. All right. So Chris Berg says, perfect example is I first played for Pat Casey at a small NAIA, right, when he was released from AAA and loved it. Then transferred to University of Washington Huskies for the last 2 years before Pro Bowl. D1 is extremely crowded right now. Those small college coaches really care about their players. Facts. All right. And I just talked to those D2 and 3 coaches that was on that today, and I said, I want more. I want more D2 and D3 coaches to come on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks good when Georgia Tech. It makes me look good when they come on, and the Tennessees and, the Division I guys and, come on. Like, no doubt about it, right? But more of you guys will play Division II, Division III, and junior colleges than Division I, right? You guys know that, right? Just from a number standpoint, right? So, I want more. And I told those guys now, I'm like, that this is the great platform for these guys. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, it's hard to play at the next level. But then on the flip side, it's also, even harder to get into the D1 where everybody's trying to get into, especially what's going on with the whole pandemic, right? So, again, I love the platform. You know what I'm saying? I want more D2 and D3 coaches, because there's 400 and some Division III coaches. One of the Division III coach told me that today. I didn't know. I'm like, damn, and I only have 5 on. I think 5 Division III coaches on so far. And everything's predominantly been. I think I had about 40 to 50 Division I coaches on. You know what I'm saying? That's been the highest number, and it looks good. It's great. You know what I'm saying? But more players will play Division II, III, and junior colleges than anything, in NAIA. All right. So again, Chris, great comment. You're right, man. So Chris, Alan says, good afternoon, D. What's up, Alan? Keep grinding and sharing the information and insight to recruiting and how to gain a competitive edge. Appreciate it. All right. Chris says there's great baseball at that level and many more actual playing opportunities, that's the whole thing with what this is about, man. And that's why I want to, this is why I want to, this is why I put the platform on here the way it is, okay? And I want to talk about this, man. This is what playing at the next level means, okay? So I always say this, like anytime you play past high school in my book, you know what I'm saying, you are considered an expert in this game of baseball. So I was talking to the Division III coaches, the Division III college coach today, and he was telling me that he's looking for a coach, you know what I'm saying? And we're talking minorities, you're talking all, but I want to open it up, you know what I'm saying, to anybody that reaches out to me, right? Preferably, you know what I'm saying, guys that, younger and that, minorities or whatever that want to get into the game, like reach out, you know what I'm saying? There are a lot of college coaches, and I'm sorry to not know this, but I get emails, and maybe once a month, I get emails, not just, I get a bunch of emails from parents and continue to keep, reaching out to me if you want help with getting kids into college. But I also get coaches, you know what I'm saying, that want to get in the game or want to get back in the game that are asking me to hook them up with college coaches to get in the college game. You know what I'm saying? I get that a lot, well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but once or twice a month. All right, over the last year, okay, coach, and some of them are friends of mine. You know what I'm saying? Some of them have been on my show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? They're like, yo, D, of the opportunity that opens up at this school or this particular schools, let me know. Or, I got random guys like yourself that may be followers of the show that I may necessarily not know and met personally, but you're qualified to coach the game. You may be doing travel ball right now. You might have played college baseball, graduated and all of that. And you may have, wanted to get back into the game somehow, you know what I'm saying? But you may not have the avenue in the way, you know what I'm saying, to do it. There are platforms out there. I just learned them today, you know what I'm saying? But based off the conversation that I had today with the Division III coach who's opening up the door, it's an up school up north, but it was like, he's like, yo, I'm looking for a coach. I just posted, anybody you guys know any qualified guys, let me know, right? So I wanted to kind of talk about that, where, when you have the opportunity to play college baseball, yeah, you may have, academically and athletic money to go to the next level, but use that obviously to hopefully get a degree, or just once you step foot in a college field and you play college ball, don't matter NAIA, Division III, Division I, anything like that, I consider you became part of that 93%. You know what I'm saying? Or that 90, or you became part of that 7% that have played at the next level, and I truly believe that you become an expert. Does that mean as a high school coach that because you never played college that you can't coach in college or pro? And I don't mean that, but in my book, I consider you an expert if you play college baseball somehow, right? And so end up obviously in the pro side. All right. So when we put this money into our kids, and we're asking for a scholarship, and not asking, but we're hoping our kid get the opportunity to play at the next level. Let me say scholarship, academics, all of that. But again, it could be fruitful for some, you know what I'm saying, and it could be not so much for others, where sometimes you got to put in the work to go there, but because you have the expertise of playing, now you can share that. You could be at the youth levels like I've done, right? It could be at the pro side like I've done, right? Okay, but you get to share that knowledge and get paid because of the knowledge and the work that you put in. So essentially, mom, dad, that you're putting this money into, this travel ball, and it's a lot of money. You're fueling the business, right? But you ultimately are thinking like, man, worst case scenario, my kid goes to college, get a degree, he becomes a lawyer, doctor, and all of that. But also he has this expertise. He could do it as a side hustle. He could do it as his main job. Right now in college alone, and right now I'm talking college baseball. So if you want to reach out to me, private message me, or if you know somebody that wants to, get in a college game that's qualified, play college, preferably has a degree or something. I'll put a list together, just like I'm helping kids get into college. You know what I'm saying? If you want an opportunity to play at the next, coach at the next level, if I hear of job openings, okay, I'll throw your hat in the ring if that's something you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's, just talking with these coaches this morning, I put a bell in my head. I was like, yeah, I get calls a lot, but I don't know, who's looking for jobs sometimes here and there. Sometimes it's you. The coaches are asking me like, yo, coach at Alabama so-and-so, or this school over there, he was on your show, D. He's looking for he's looking for a coach, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I don't even know these things, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, obviously, you have to know your background, anything like that. But again, if you need help, you know what I'm saying, getting back to the game as best I can, time permitted, but I'll help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, like the coach called me, the coach in this, again, this is a roundtable discussion we had via Zoom this morning on Division II, Division III schools, and one of the Division III coaches is actively looking for a coach. You know what I'm saying? And I had to ask him, I'm like, what are the platforms? Where do I, see if I want to get a college coaching job? Like, where do you go? And he kind of gave me a little platforms here and there. I can't remember them now, but but I wanted to use this to say, like, listen, being recruited, playing college baseball, great, but it's once you get in a college level and you're playing, that door now to become a college coach and all that. I mean, we hear it and we see it, but if you just really understand from a broad view of like, yo, it's just, you may go to school for kinesiology, or I'm just saying that one of my kids just talked to me today about wanting to get it and become a kinesiology major, right? That's what he wants to study, right? Be a trainer or something like that. But then you're also learning how to play the game, right? So at that higher level, so now you can always branch into the coaching. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, on the college scene, if you really think about it, my boy Mike Gambino at Boston College put this to me as plainly as could see. Now, this is a higher level, the Power 5 schools. That's why the pressure is on them like that. But I think he told me 2 years ago when he came on the show, 4 or 5 ACC coaches were making more. This is right after the Red Sox won the World Series. My boy Alex Cora, all right, won the World Series with the Red Sox that year in the 2018 season, right? He was saying, yo, D, 4 or 5 ACC coaches are making more than the major league coach that won the World Series, the Red Sox. 4 or 5 schools and 4 or 5 coaches in the Power 5 an ACC at that time. I'm sure there's plenty more in the other conferences, but he was just talking about his conference, the ACC, was making more money than Alex Cora was. You know what I'm saying? the major league guy the major league coach who just won the World Series. All right. I want you guys to understand the business of college baseball is right now. Now, obviously, there's different levels, the Power Five and all of that. You know what I'm saying? There's different levels to this, all right? I'm talking more just getting the foot in the door where you I don't know. I ain't gonna be in nobody's pocketbook. I don't know what you're gonna make. I'm sure it ain't gonna be too much, more than a minor league coach or anything like that, right? But the opportunities are there. You know what I'm saying? So by the training that your son is getting right now, the playing time that he's getting, and then hopefully, the blessings and everything, the doors open and you guys get the scholarship or get the academic side and you guys get to play. I don't care if it's an NAIA, Division 1, 2, 3, junior college, whatever, right? Hopefully you get the degrees and everything from there. Once you go to school, now you are qualified to become you are expert and you could get into the coaching realm. There are opportunities. My point is, it doesn't have to be just playing on the field, playing on the game, and making millions of dollars in the MLB. You know what I'm saying? In the league. That doesn't, that is, you're asking for a lottery ticket. You know what I'm saying? All right. I was part of the 1% that made it to the major leagues, right? But I got to be part of the 1% of the 1% to make the 100 or some millions that everybody's shooting for, right? But because of my knowledge and because of my experience and stuff, I'm able to showcase and recruiting and bring all these college coaches over here to give this knowledge and share this knowledge to you. And obviously, I have the credibility. You guys listen to me because of where I've been, right? You know what I'm saying? So you're preparing your sons and daughters, just daughters on the softball side, but your sons, you know what I'm saying? Even, I can't even say on the softball side because even women are getting into the MLB now. You know, I mean, getting into the professional rankings, right? So, I just think that it's something that, you guys are, that's anyway, my point is I'm trying to provide that platform for you guys too, as far as like, if you guys know, or maybe tag somebody, message somebody. Okay. I'll put a list together just like I do on the recruiting side, with the kids. I mean, trust me, my time is very limited, showcases and all of that, but I just felt the need because I get I get emails sometimes from, friends of mine, somebody that's just following me on Facebook randomly that are wanting to get into the game and coaching. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a headhunter or something like that. But if I hear of things that these, like the Division 3 college coach came to me today asking me for, not asking me, but like just mentioning that he's looking for a coach. If we knew somebody, you know what I'm saying, to interview, you know what I'm saying? That's what this thing is about. Just, continuing the game, you know what I'm saying? Continue to because you guys understand there is a shortage of good coaches, right? You know what I'm saying? I see it on the high school level. Don't, especially at the high school level down, you know what I'm saying? It's some of these guys have played college baseball, but I had a meeting this weekend with one of my kids that just signed up for my recruiting program. If you want any help recruiting, you know what I'm saying, message me, right? But he just signed up for me in the recruiting program, all right, 2023. And I just was like, I was listening to what his high school coach was doing with him. And it's sad, man. It's going on a lot around the country, man. So to find qualified coaches, right? Because you're just, that coach is just a product of who he's been taught by. You know what I'm saying? And this is tough, man. You know what I mean? It's a lot of unqualified coaches out here that have coaching jobs. So, it may take 10 quality coaches for your kid to find that one that he rock with. And it's hard, man. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it needs to be opportunities. You need to be an influx of quality coaches up there, man. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? It really is, man. So, Jesse, what's up, Jesse? Met with Coach Stubbs a couple weeks ago, my guy, and got a chance to meet him and his staff. I said I caught his interview with D Brown and it broke the ice. He recruited my son. Yo, Jesse, you just gave me goosebumps, my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do it for, man. Sometimes I need to make sure that I need to take pictures of these messages. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do it enough. All right. But I appreciate you, Jesse. Thank you. That's why I do it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's an icebreaker. All right. If these dudes come on my show, it's not like, it ain't like most of these guys be best friends, right? But it's a common person. These guys know who they do interviews with. You know what I'm saying? And they know, the fact that they trust enough to even come on my platform, right? Because it's not like it helps them, obviously, you know what I'm saying? But it's not like everyone that has, comes on, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they are more than willing, but the fact that they willing to spend the time and talk and do on this platform. So, there is a common thing that like, yo, I've been on the show, and yeah, I met you, I saw you on D Brown's show, boom. It's that common thing. It's all about who you know out here, who you associate yourself with. Okay. But Jesse, that was appreciate that, man. Damn, if you could, if you could always, you know what I'm saying? Jesse, any of y'all that got any type of messages of especially if you're willing to. I know my boy Javier did it last year. My boy Bubba, I talked to him today. He did it a couple of times. But I always love testimonials. I need it for marketing. I don't do a whole lot of marketing like I should. All right. But if the show helps you, you know what I'm saying? If you talk to a college coach, you know what I'm saying, that you met off the show and he's actively recruiting your son, just like my boy Jesse just did, just message me or something like that. It ain't gonna hurt to just, show your boy D a little love, you know what I'm saying? And I'll post it on my pages and stuff like that, man, because this is what I do it for. All right. So shout out to Jesse, man. All right. Hope everything works out with Coach Stubbs. Holler at me if you need help. Make the right connections is important. Sometimes it's about who you know. No doubt, Mark. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Shoo. Especially in this game, man. All right. All facts. Same with a few other coaches I reached out to. Right, Lawrence? And we talked about it, right? So it's a common thread. That's all. I mean, obviously these coaches do, depending on who they are, they do a lot of interviews. But, I like to get to the D2 and D3s who don't necessarily get the exposure, you know what I'm saying, that they need. All right. The dude Charles Golden just came on, he's done some and all of that, but man, he was a great interview. I've become a fan of these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I wouldn't mind playing for a dude like that. And there's some coaches that come on my show, I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes I get them pegged wrong where they come on my show and I briefly talked to them before the show, but I talked to them in the interview then, but I call them back about something else, a kid or two or something like that. And it's totally, I'm like, damn, I had them pegged wrong. You know what I'm saying? And there's been some guys that I've done that too, man. But my point is, the platform is here. All right. I know that there's different people that, I seen some dudes that, are rocking and copying in other groups and stuff that's been doing it, man. I understand, you know what I mean? But D-Car, yeah, no doubt, man. Let me know, family. So again, this is what the platform is. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. I got the private Facebook group, coaches in there. All right. Got this here. All right. Now obviously I provide the showcases and recruiting service, which is paid, but this is free information that you get here. You know what I'm saying? This is a free platform, you know what I mean? To talk to college coaches, you know what I'm saying? To email, your son's information to these college coaches. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is all about, man. All right. And anyway, my point saying, my whole point, I'm kind of went off a little topic. My point is if you want college opportunities, all right, or pro opportunity coaching wise, all right, once you get to that next level, part of that 7%, right, or the 10%, if you add in the junior colleges in the NAIA programs, right, you become a specialized coach in my book. You know what I'm saying? And there's plenty of opportunities to continue to coach in this game or be a part of this game or front office in the Major League Baseball or, or college. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the opportunity that's provided, opportunity for your sons, you know what I'm saying? Or you may know a coach out there that's actively wanting to get into get into college and become a college coach. All right. I mean, I ain't gonna guarantee that neither. I'm about to say pro too, but hell, pro right now, they cutting like crazy. You know what I'm saying? But, I've done that too. You know what I'm saying? I've done that too. And people, when you put this out there like that and you connect, and sometimes I forget how many people really, again, look at it and understand, even on the pro side, the MLB side. Okay. I talked to a front office official last week, and he knew what I was doing with the show. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talked to him in over a year or so. You know what I'm saying? And nothing about the show. So I was surprised to know that he knew I was doing the show. You know what I'm saying? And I got a nice announcement. Hopefully by next June, man, we may be doing something with MLB. You know what I'm saying? In June. So it's not long, maybe one time thing, maybe more, who knows, you know what I'm saying? But, people understand, people are watching, you know what I'm saying? People are, under, getting around to what we doing out here, you know what I mean? And that's why, I may not be able to get to everybody and not be able to help everybody, but you may not join my recruiting service, all right? But if you don't join my recruiting service, which I want you to, but if you don't do that, but at least I'm giving you the platform to at least get your name and your exposure, get your, so I'm hitting you different angles to get you. When I say I want to give you as much maximum exposure as I can, right? You know what I'm saying? So it may be one coach at a time. When you do an interview over here, it may be my private Facebook group. We have a group of college coaches and all of that, all right? And then it may be the showcase aspect of it, where you're, the live streaming and depending on who's there, who's physically at these showcases, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to hit 2 or 3 different angles to give you guys multiple opportunities, right? And if you really want to go hard at it, right, then you join the program. You know what I'm saying? You join the recruiting program, all right? And it actually goes from like one at a time to a handful of in the private Facebook group, where it's just a handful of coaches in there that may be looking and reaching out and all of that. Okay. And then you go to the showcase, where it's a little bit more, coaches via live stream or I may be emailing coaches, you know what I'm saying, different people's, whatever. But then it gets more centralized when you join the recruiting program, right? Because now it's like a narrowed focus. Okay. A narrow focus. And I did this today, and I just, I talked with like I said, I talked to about 7 coaches today. All right. Shout out to my boy TJ London out in Savannah. He called me early today, and we brought up he brought up a school to me, and about a kid that came to my showcase, who's being recruited. You know what I'm saying? The coach saw him at my showcase. He's being recruited by this school, and it made me think of the school. And I was like, yo, let me call the school and just congratulate it and see what's going on and whatever. And then it kind of snowballed. So I talked to 7, 8 coaches today. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of boom, boom, boom. And it's funny. I think, let me see. And I ain't trying to brag on y'all, I promise you. Like, to me, sometimes I gauge. It's like a girl, right? Who or a woman or some, back when you were in high school, who really likes you, if she pick up the phone for you, whatever, right? So I do that. You know what I'm saying? I do that for myself, right? Just to be like, and I understand everybody's busy, right? I may get a call back and all of that, but I gauge and I call, right? I think I called 8 or 9 coaches today, right? And 7 out of them, I think I talked to 7 coaches today. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 9. All right. Coach called me right back. So that, I can't say he missed, because he called me right back literally 2 minutes later. All right. But only 1, 2, 3. All right. Out of the 9 coaches I called didn't pick up. Right. So I talked to 6 coaches today that answered right away. D, what's up? D1 guys, all D, well, one is not. All right. And I don't mean to, I don't say that to brag, please. To me, it's just something that, again, because it just happened on a whim. But I'm like, boom, I call, but they gonna, they answer like, yo, D, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on, man? And I'm just kind of just touching base with them. I might have a kid or 2 that I kind of want to push in front of them a little bit. Okay. But the main thing is I just wanted to keep a rapport, like what's going on. Nobody in my program at this time, that I was, what they're looking for, I didn't necessarily have, right? But it was just making sure that, they understand there's an open line of communication and we good, right? So I do that with my list of 100-some schools that have been on the show or that I'm extremely cool with. And then it just helps me kind of narrow down. Like, okay, I put these 30, 40 schools in this, box over here, where it's like, if I have the right prospect, they're going to answer the phone call and listen and all that type of stuff, right? Then I got another, 20 or 30, coaches that, they'll get back to me and be like, yo, D, what's up? What you got? Boom. I had to keep following up, whatever. But then you got this other small box that's just like, yo, I need, this dude can play for you. And they're going to really, I'm going to say they like that, but they will strongly consider, what I got to say. And I could vouch, I could have some of my parents that's in my program and all of that I can sit there and they tell you straight up, like, yo, You know, the fact that I called you, this is the coach talking. The fact that I called you is an MLB player, D Brown, has told me about your kid. And if he says your kid can play, you know what I'm saying? I must have to, you know, make this phone call and see what's good. You know what I'm saying? I can have parents right now vouch for that. You know what I'm saying? Right now. Okay. And I'm not here to stunt and brag on it. It's just the reality of what it is. Okay. All right. That's the talk. That's just it is what it is, man. Thanks, Coach D. I appreciate the info from Ohio. My son, 8th grade, and I stay locked. No doubt, Will. All right. I hope is your son going to 8th grade or going to 9th grade? He's going to 9th grade. I know Ohio and Indiana may be close or whatever, but I'll be in Indianapolis in July. All right. So if your kid is going, I mean, I may even open up the 2025s anyway, but well, it will be for 2025s then. You know what I'm saying? So you know, hope to see your son in Indianapolis in July. All right. July 21st, we're trying to lock that date down. Okay. Just wanted to send respect your way, brother. You always post and answer all questions. The work you put in is appreciated, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been a few days, you know what I'm saying? I know you emailed me, Big Dog, and I appreciate it. But I wanted to make sure I did, you know, reach back out to you because I know you put that question on email and on my Instagram. Okay. So, but I wanted to make sure, you know, we was good on that. All right. Word, I had a chance to be a number 3 assistant at a California JUCO a few months back, and the head coach said $9,000 was a salary, but not bad for a side hustle for the door. The stars went aligned, though. Exactly. I mean, the pay ain't gonna be all of that. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it is what it is. Just to add it to the resume, get your foot in the door, because that $9,000 one year could turn into a full-time gig the next year or two, and now you're off to the races. You know what I'm saying? So. You know, it's a lot of money in this college game. Certain schools, certain conferences, there's a lot of money in this game. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're going to the 9th, 2025. Awesome, man. Well, be on the lookout when I start posting this. All right. So shout out to everybody, man. We're trying to lock down Florida. All right. So they're here back today. So we're looking May 15th or May 22nd to South Florida. All right. I know the times are getting shorter and shorter in between showcases. Man, it's just trying to lock all of them down. In that June, we're talking. I know I've been talking Montgomery, maybe a little tough now with Montgomery, but I've talked Cali and New Jersey in June, and I think the Jersey one is going to be a good one, and we're going to, you know, it's going to be a big one. All right. Melody Crawls, what is your thoughts on a freshman committing? All right, Melody. I'm just going to state the numbers, okay? I know you want my thoughts, but I'm just going to, you know, I go by the numbers, okay? 80, I think it was something like 83% or something, 80% of all freshmen that commit, you know what I'm saying, 8th, 9th, I think, up to 10th grade, don't end up at the school. And I show you that article, I read it, all right? I think it was something like 80 to 83%. So right now, behind the scenes, I have a kid that has an offer. He's a 2024 from a, you know, Division I Power 5 school. All right. We haven't publicized it yet. You know, it's, you know, it's a high academic school, so a lot has to happen. Right. But behind the scenes, it's a go. You know what I'm saying? Right now. Okay. But I think the reason I haven't put them on the show and I haven't, you know, and it's because of the parents now. I want to put them on here, tell the story, you know, all of that. It looks good for me. Right. But, you know, the reason why a 2024 hasn't truly, because it's a lot can happen in 3 or 4 years. And I think it was like, it sounds good in the beginning part and like, yo, boom, boom. He has this offer and still schools are still calling, but he has an offer on there and it's a soft commitment. He just hadn't announced it and all of that. But I think it's the school. It's a high academic school and it's a lot of, you know, like everything needs to happen. Okay. And I think the parents understand it, you know, how quickly it happens because it was like, go, go, go. I want to, you know, so I'm telling, you know, I don't necessarily agree with it, but, you know, when you're in my program or something like that, you know, essentially I'm working for you, you know what I'm saying? You know, so if you tell me, you know, even though I don't necessarily agree with it, you take my advice or you don't. I had JP's, JP and Nadine on the other day, right? JP and Nadine Wheat on, and I talked about giving her advice that she didn't take, and it actually worked. Worked out for her, right? But I give my best advice. You take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? But the advice I gave, and I'm gonna say I didn't necessarily give them advice. I never put it like this. This is what they wanted, and I was like, "You sure?" Like, yo, and it was like, "Yo, D, come on, make this happen. We want to commit." Boom. I'm like, "You sure?" Now I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I don't necessarily, if I'm gonna make this call, I'm gonna do it and put it out there. Like, yo, you gonna be ready to, now I become I'm putting the pressure on the parent because you pushing me to make this call to be like, yo, make this offer, and we got the deal. We're gonna, these guys are gonna commit if you do it, right? And now it's up to the parent now and the kid to follow. And I told them, I'm like, I don't want to mess up my relationship. They're gonna do it. Obviously, they want your kid, right? But they're gonna. I'm pushing it based off the relationship I have with these coaches. So they're gonna be like, all right, D, we want them. I'm like, all right, we'll make the offer. We got him. The kid is gonna commit. And that's what happened. But now it's like he was like, "Oh, D, I know you want me to, because within 2 to 3 days. All right, it's just boom, 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 wow. I ain't gonna say 2. I'm lying. I talked to the kid, told him, I talked to him. Boom, the dad was pressuring me in a helpful way. I'm not, I ain't gonna never be pressured like that. But it was like, yo, D, and I'm just like, all right, this is what you want. This is what's up. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, I want it. This is boom. I said, you're gonna commit if I push the envelope, because I already put him in front of different schools. He was Zoom calling 3 or 4 different Power 5 schools. All right. But this particular school I wanted him to go to, you know what I'm saying? He was very interested in too, right? And so I was like, all right, but if I make this phone call to my guy and tell him what I tell him, you're gonna have to like follow through, and it happened. Okay. It took about 3 weeks. The school said they were gonna do it. Took longer than expected. It took about 3 weeks before they officially did it. And the kid was like, yo, I just want to let you know this is what happened, coach. They called me yesterday, me and my son, and they commit, they gave an offer up, boom, and this is what happened. All right. So please explain how your recruiting service works. What age group should we bring the kids, and does it matter where we are located? So very simple. The recruiting services it's different tiers. One is like I have a bunch of trainings that I've done, and I'm actually going to be putting it out there to the marketplace that you get with the show, get with the service. All right, that's like the gold the gold package for one, and then I have a list of about 100 schools. I just told you, right? So I asked you guys to pick 10. And it's just a base, okay? Many times you may start off with 10, all right, and that you pick. I may agree with some or not. We'll kind of come narrow down to 10 that we both agree on based on what I see, vision-wise, level-wise, and all of that, right? So I start making, phone calls to those particular schools. I don't go all 10 out the gate, depending on your age group and what, and we're going to talk about age. I may fill out 3. All right, at the time, or I may give out 4, you know what I'm saying, and kind of get the feel of the coach. I don't want to, the reason I don't do the all 10 is I did it in the past, and then 3 or 4 guys like my guy and they offer it, and then because I'm pumping them, now it becomes a point where like parents like it, but me, it makes me look bad, you know what I'm saying, and I've lost the contact or 2 based off of that. Okay, so that's one package. The second tier is just basically we just do the 10 schools. And let me reach out. I call. We get this thing, rolling. All right. Make the introduction and see if we could come to some agreement. Now, some guys that may, be 23s and 24s, you may want to be if you're not a Power 5 guy at a 23 and 24, you know what I'm saying? All I can do is just put you in the right direction and make a game plan, put you in front of my showcases, and put that coach, put your face in front of that coach. You know what I'm saying? Let you know that you're one of my guys, right? He may not actively recruit you until 22, until you're a junior, right? But you're constantly in his face, and we just put little feelers out there, okay? You may be a 2021 right now, it's ongoing. Like you need full-fledged. It's time to go. You know what I'm saying? I need a place to play. All right. I'm kind of winding down my 2021s right now. It is what it is. So, but I'll take on. I've got a dad that reached out to me last week from Houston. He I actually didn't. He's going to join. I have a good feeling that he'll join. but I already kind of talked to 2 schools. But today I talked to them just based off of need. You know what I'm saying? I talked to the kid. I talked about the kid today. So once the dad joins me, I already got 2 schools potentially. Certain guys I could just see and know what the coaches want, that it could be a layup. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't require a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I know their needs already because I may try to get another kid in there, or I know what they're already looking for grades wise and all of that, right? So that's it pretty much. That's the recruiting program. I have a 24. I just talked to you about a 24 in there. I don't have a 25. I've talked to a 25, but I don't have that yet in my program. And what school in Little Rock are you going to be at? You are doing a great job. I appreciate it, Andre. I would be at Robinson High School. All right, really nice field. I played out there when I had my travel teams in Memphis. All right, Serge, what's up, baby? I saw you in Miami the other day, man. All right. And let me make sure I get all the questions. And doesn't matter where you look. No, it doesn't. I have kids from California, Texas, New Jersey. I just talked about New Jersey. Oklahoma, Arkansas, Georgia. Okay, that's off the top of my head. I have to look at the full list, but yes. All right. So, I got Cali, Texas, heavy Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Jersey. I said Georgia, I think already, right? And yeah, and I may be missing. You know what I'm saying? Please forgive me if I have. You know what I'm saying? We so obviously, really connected HBCU wise, okay? And there's a handful of schools. I wish that's why I want more D2 and D3 connections. You know what I'm saying? Because most of my connections are D1. You know what I'm saying? And I wish, I could kind of, and it's going to take time. I just have to like kind of get them out there and put it together and all of that. But because the D1 guys, you know what I'm saying, even though they need help, you know what I'm saying, it's I'm still able to get, a couple guys in D1, even at 2021s, but it's the it's the lesser ones. It's the, and I don't mean no disrespect. It's just the D2 and D3s, which is more of you guys. You know what I'm saying? You guys that need the recognition. These guys need the, the push in front of the right guys. Now I have D2 and D3 guys, all right, but there's money, you know what I'm saying, differences, and it's like there's a lot that goes into my program. It's not like I just take everybody. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I could call, I'll interview you. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can't help you, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? One of my dads, and he was blowing me up, and I wanted to help him, but his kid didn't necessarily have really decent grades, and the guy wanted a scholarship, and he was a 2021. It was like, yo, it's COVID time. You know what I'm saying? You don't have necessarily great grades. The kid can play, but I'm like, I don't. You want me to get you into these schools and stuff, and I'm like, I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I could. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you want a miracle. You know what I'm saying? And I can't give you that. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I can have all the connections in the world, but if your kid doesn't have the necessary grades and you want a scholarship during a pandemic, you know what I'm saying? An athletic scholarship, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, regardless and the type of schools that he was wanting, I couldn't help him. You know what I'm saying? So there's been a few times that I had to like just gracefully, not work with a kid. I don't just take everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because it really doesn't, doesn't help me. You know what I mean? And I don't want nobody coming back to me. And my job is to get you an offer or two. All right, that's my job. You know what I'm saying? I want to help the kid, and I just want, the parents. It doesn't mean that you stop recruiting and leave it to the travel ball coach or D Brown, anybody. You got to be out there yourself. Okay, still helping me help you. Lawrence, holler at me, man. Call me in the back, man. Let's go. All right. Set up a time with me. We'll talk. All right. Do you recommend parents reaching out to coaches in addition to the player reach? Hell yeah, Michelle. I just think initially you may have to put the emails out, but I mean, I'm gonna tell you the coaches want to talk to the kids. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know what I mean? So you just I could say, yeah, actively parents be out there, but your son is the one. Okay, that's the one he needs to email, needs to talk to these coaches and all of that. Now you may be the one initially going, but they want to talk to the son. All right. So like in my program, and some of you guys, let me see, whatever. I may just be like, the dad may be communicating with me through the son, but I was like, yo, have the son call the coach. All right, at this time. You know what I'm saying? Have your son email the link, right, to the videos, all right, with the email. All right. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying? So where and when are you in Jersey? Michelle, I promise you I will let you know. All right, we're talking. I don't want to give the date and the time. Well, we don't have the date yet. It's going to be in June. All right, I just kind of got tentative times and all of that, but and we're locking down the location because I don't know if it's going to be a high school field or a minor league field yet. Okay, but it's going to be in June. Okay, and it's going to be central and northern New Jersey. Okay. Let me make sure. Okay. Any other question? What's up with Houston D Car? I'm trying to get this thing. Working. The reason I say Jersey and he's Indianapolis is just because of how they're communicating. I'm trying to lock down this Houston, Texas thing, man, because I want to get out there so bad. You don't even know. All right, but I'm trying to lock down this field. And if I have to go another route, I will, you know what I'm saying? But I'm tentatively thinking May 22nd or May 29th, and it all depends on this Florida. I want to lock down Florida first, and then I could do Texas right after that, okay? Can parents reach other D1? Can parents reach other D1 coaches currently? Yeah. Yeah. Kids can. You know what I'm saying? They just can't be, depending on the age group, they just can't reach back out to you. You know what I'm saying? But parents and yeah, they can reach out. Yeah, I don't mean you're gonna get them, or you could email them and call, all you want. But they can't necessarily, call you back unless you're a junior. All right. So only 22s and 21s and 22s right now, they can, communicate with. All right. By them calling you, I should say. All right. But tell me, I can't remember who. I can't see who gave me this question, but give me the year that your son is. I'm sure. Obviously, I probably know who you are. Obviously, and then I just for some reason it always comes up as Facebook user. All right. The education you give us on the importance of grades was a game changer for my son. He is locked in on them now. I would never have guessed he would get a 3.7 his freshman year. Oh my God, awesome. He was always unmotivated to get the schoolwork done before he heard the importance of it. So I want to thank you for this, man. God, man, that gave me goosebumps, man. Oh my God, y'all gotta send me some of these messages on the side with the name. I know the Facebook user. Let me go on my phone and see who's saying it, man. That's what it makes me feel good. You know, this is what it's about, man. All right. This is definitely what it's about. Yeah, I gotta put a name. I gotta start working as D. If you have the Gators interested in Super Bowl sports, if I have an interview next week to talk about it, I will let you know. All right, Serge, man. Good luck with that, man. He high level anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised if Florida, shoots him an offer. All right. So Sam says, do you have any experience on sportsrecruits.com? You know what? I have. If it's the same site that I remember my boy Vic, who came on last week, he emailed me. I guess it's kind of like almost very similar to field level, I'm thinking, right? So if I'm not mistaken, and he sent me a sports recruit profile of one of his players to help his kid get into the school. All right. So I don't know, just like people send me their field level, profiles to help their kids get into, or look at their, kid or whatever. It is what it is. So I have heard of it though, Sam. Okay. I have. I don't know, good, bad, and different. I don't know. I promise you, I don't poo-poo nobody's stuff. I really don't. I try not to, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody poo-pooing mine, you know. I know mine, you know, I just started actively, you know what I'm saying, talking about this the last 6 to 8 months recruiting wise, based off the showcases and helping kids here and there, you know what I'm saying? So um, you know, mine's an ongoing process, you know what I'm saying? And you know, 23s and 24s are in my program now, you know what I'm saying? And I'm, you know, learning how to pace those guys, right, based off the level that I feel like. And the good thing is, because I travel around the showcases, sometimes parents sign up for my recruiting program, and then I get to see them, you know what I'm saying, and in person, you know, and it kind of helps me, you know, gauge them even better more off the video. All right. So, but I don't want that to be deterrent. I don't want that to be, like the jersey. Well, I did work out the jersey. The kid that got the, you know, offer as a the D1 player, 2024. I actually saw him as a seventh grader. You know what I'm saying? So, um, you know, I can't sit and say I didn't see him in person, but um, let me see who I've helped without really seeing in person. Well, my boy Rodney, we talked today. We're going to talk right after. He has some offers on the table himself and making some tough decisions, but he signed up with my program before, you know. And again, part of my, you know, again, I didn't say this, but part of my program, recruiting program, you also get access to my showcases. You know what I'm saying? So there's been parents there's been parents that have been signed up and all that have been to 2 or 3 of my showcases. You know what I'm saying? So, um, you know, again, if you're part of my program, you're part of my program, and you can go to my showcases. You know, as long as you're willing to travel, you know, the access is free for my showcases. You know what I'm saying? So, because we both working for the same thing, we trying to get you to school. So, you know, you sign up for the recruiting program, you get access to my showcases. So, and I'm telling you, you know, we got Arkansas next weekend. We have, you know, again, I'm gonna keep telling them about Florida. All right, we're locking down Florida. Hopefully by the next 2 or 3 days, we have that Florida location down. Right now, it's tentatively Pompano Beach High School. But if we have a second location, if we're not able to do that, um, uh, we're still trying to lock down Texas for May 29th. June 7th, we're still working on Montgomery. I may not be there, but we got Jersey, you know what I'm saying, in June. And we may be talking about still coming back out to Cali in June, okay? Um, and then July, we have July 21st, we have Indianapolis and Charlotte in July. And August, and you know, I'm still working on August and September. We have Northern California, okay? In October, I tentatively said Dallas, but we have still in the works. We potentially have Yuma, Arizona. We have, of course, I said Dallas, Texas, potentially, and Wisconsin, and we even talked today about potentially doing something in Savannah. All right. So a lot of these are always in the works, and it's just depending on who I got on the ground there, who we can make this happen. All right. So we're going to continue to go. I'm hoping that, you know, I could streamline this and just be a month out and make it, you know, again, I just need 30, 40 kids at each of the locations or more, and we make this thing happen. All right. So, you know, Arkansas, you know, we're halfway I want it to be. I know there's always a push that last week and leading up to that. And speaking of that, the prices will go up 2 days from now. You know, it's like an early special, all right, up to the 14th of April. So we got 2 more days, but come Wednesday, I will be raising our price up to normal price. Okay. So I gave people the discount rate. So sign up for that. But you know, we're gonna keep rocking and rolling, man. And uh I see where this is going with the showcases, where the recruiting's going, um, with these coaches, the relationships. Some of guys are just fairly new. You know, like I told you today, two or three coaches of them are just 3 coaches I talked to today are at new places. You know what I'm saying? And so that relationship is gonna, you know, I mean, I still want my, you know, guys to have experience, but I would love, you know, I can't wait for uh you know, it's you know, I think that they're good you know, relationships that I'm building, man, with these dudes, man, and they're looking and wanting talent. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, you know, I still want to get my up north people, love. I need to get up to these showcases up north. That's all this Jersey thing in June, and it may be, we're looking at it's going to be pretty big, man. If we kind of get this thing, get this thing off right, man. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be pretty, pretty big. All right. If we're able to do that, just literally 2 hours, before I came on the show, my guy out there on the ground, shout out to my boy, Play Together Showcase. And this, again, I want you guys to understand this, and I'm gonna leave you with this, and I'm gonna get off and start running my mouth. And I appreciate everybody listening in. The beauty of this game, right? So today, I talked to one of my boys last week. I have not talked to one of my boys in 21, 22 years. All right. We sat down like little schoolgirls and talked on the phone for a couple of hours last week, man. I have not talked to my boy in 20-some years because of the relationship that we have. And we first met at a showcase. All right. I'm just talking about the relationships that your sons are building right now. Some of you guys are going to be playing high-level showcase, maybe local and all of that. This is the beauty of what we do. This is the beauty of what baseball is. All right. It's even with my community. I know for a fact parents have done business together. All right. Parents have helped other parents. Nadine, a couple of parents. I think Jesse just said something about, hey, Sam, shoot me a text. This is what the platform is about. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like, pumping and promoting a whole lot of other people's stuff. Obviously for, but if it's worth it, I'll talk about it at least. I talked about the sports recruit, right, thing. But your kid may be playing, right, with somebody who may be a future, college teammate, professional player with you, and you may do business down the line, all right, together. So my boy, who we met at a showcase. 26, oh my God, D-Brown, you getting old, right? 26 years ago, we met at a showcase, a high school showcase together, 26 years ago. Calling out my age, right? All right. I have not talked to that dude in almost 22 years, all right? We were going to play Maryland football together, all right? Very similar stories, all right? He got drafted. I can't remember where he got drafted, all right? And it was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? 20-some years later, and now we're basically made, everything, if everything works out right, we may be doing something together, showcase wise up there, all right, based off of, the relationships that we built 26 years ago in high school showcase, man. All right. This is what it is, all right. Sir, you had the film from Atlanta showcase. I do have highlight. I have a highlight film, all right, and I do have the film, the whole film. You know what I'm saying, and I could put it out there, but I do have a highlight. The highlight of the Alabama, Atlanta, and California. I will post that. Okay, I wanted to kind of do a little combo thing, but I will post it and been meaning to do it for about a week now. All right, but I have a highlight reel of Atlanta showcase. All right, and I can ship you if you want individual highlights, anything like that. Let me know, Serge. Okay, but this is anyway. My point is, your kid may be playing next to a friend that he may have for the next 20-something years, all right, or beyond. Okay, that's the beauty of this game of baseball, all right, and that's what these things we may be putting on jerseys. One of my old boys who I met as we were juniors in high school, you know what I'm saying, way back then, all right, and now here he is years later doing something together to help kids, you know what I'm saying, and he believed in the same thing I believe in for the most part, and that's why I believe that the synergy and brought us together out of the blue, man. 20-some years. I didn't realize we had not talked in that long. All right. So, again, email me. Oh, my shoulder. Lord. Okay. Speaking of 26 years ago, whatever. But email me if you know somebody or is interested. Tag somebody that you know that may want to get into the college game. I'll accumulate a list together. Let me know. If you need any help recruiting wise, I think Lawrence, a couple of people, holler at me. Let's set up a time to talk. All right. Anything else? What's up, Taurus? All right, all right, good to see. All right, my people out there. That's what I'm saying, man. There's people, talent that I get to see around the country, man. Lord have mercy. All right. Right there, my boy Serge and Taurus right there. Those are future D1 that was at my Atlanta showcase. Serge is at my Atlanta and Alabama ones, but I'm just saying, like, and my boy Taurus, his son, these are future D1 players that are at my showcase. You know what I'm saying? They're 24s, both of them. All right. Now, they ain't my recruiting program. I just know that I see talent. They were at my showcase. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is what that comes. You know what I'm saying? So, with the territory that's being out there, that doesn't mean if your kid is not a D1 caliber player that you can't, come to my nah. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, again, the percentages are the percentages. You know what I'm saying? If I have 40 kids, you know what I'm saying, a small, percentages of D1 caliber players, right? Then and you got another small percentage that are, Division II down. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much how it's been. You know what I'm saying? All right. 2 to 3% of my showcases, you know what I'm saying? You have high level kids, 2 to 3% of them, D2 down, you know what I'm saying? And, out of 40 kids, if unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, that's all you can hope for is like somebody sees something, that's good in you, and takes a shot. So, or me. All right, I'll help you if you want the help. So, and sometimes that's what you need. Okay, so holler at me, private message me, recruiting, or if you have somebody that you potentially, or you may know, or you may be somebody that wants to get into the game. You know what I'm saying? And you're qualified, college degreed up, pro, preferably play, some type of professional ball, and you're looking to get into the game or something like that. I do my best, time wise to help you guys out. Okay. On top of everything that I can. That's not going to be my priority, but I'm here to help. Okay. As best I can. All right. But the recruiting side, anything like that, holler at me, let me know, and we go from there. All right. Shout out to everybody that's already in my program. Shout out to everybody that signed up, who's been to my showcases, who are going to be on my future ones, who, are looking into, waiting for the new ones to come out and all of that. I appreciate that. Okay. Love you guys, man. I'm gonna holler at you. I'll be on tomorrow, all right, 4 p.m. And then Wednesday, we got Xavier head coach coming on, Coach Holloway, Adrian Holloway, all right, coming back on Wednesday. Okay, Xavier University in New Orleans. All right. Doing well, doing this thing, and spoke to him today, and we had a nice long talk, and he wanted to come on the show, and I just want to kind of go and share that love, show him what he's doing, and share that love, what he's doing. Okay, I'm Lawrence, so holler at me, man. I want to get you on this week, talk about your son and your recruiting. You know what I'm saying? Your recruiting trip and how you got to the point where you committed to Jackson State this, last week. We just going to be a wealth of knowledge and share stories and all of that. All right. So Lawrence, you know what I'm saying? My boy Lawrence over there. Holler at me in the background, man. We're going to get you on this week too. Okay. All right, man. Peace and love, y'all. Love y'all, man. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, man. All right. Peace.